My name is Tobias Schönherr and I work for X-Dream Group in sales and business development. And I welcome you a lot to this interview session with Irfan Öztürk from Libero Systems, a company based in Turkey. So very welcome, Irfan. May you quickly say hello and present yourself.
Hello, Toby. And first of all, thank you for joining our virtual event. Today, we are connected from our lab in Istanbul, and my name is Irfan Öztürk. And for those who doesn't know me, I am the product owner of Libero Systems. Our company has been established in 2016 to provide high-level and flexible broadcast and media solutions.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Irfan. And exactly about this company and about your products, we will speak in the next half an hour in a bit. So maybe you could start with giving us a highlight idea about your product line.
Today we will be covering some of our products such as Libero Ingest for recording, Libero Play for Playout, Libero Hybrid for video transport and converting, and also Libero Multiviewer for monitoring. In addition, I want to mention Libero Replay and Libero Newspaper.
Great, thank you very much for that. I think let's smoothly start, and as you also said, so Libero Ingest. What is actually Libero Ingest and what are the basic functionalities?
So Libero Ingest is a flexible multi-channel ingest software that records SDI, NDI, and IB stream sources. The system offers also freeze frame, black frame, and signal loss detections in order to automatically start and stop ingest operations. We support up to 16 channels simultaneously. And as you see on the interface, there are schedulers and tagging functions and so on.
In terms of, you said up to 16 channels. So is there a different level of the product? So is there kind of a start product and a more advanced solution?
So it is a license-based preference. We can offer 4-channel and 8-channel options. And also we have up to 20 dump IP record options also. And that's the levels of our solution.
Great. So when we think about that a bit more from the use cases, what are the typical use scenarios for your customers, and what are these customers?
So you can record studio cameras that provide SDI, NDI, or RTMP signals, especially with NDI or RTMP signals options. It is possible to get the sources from your cameras without any cabling. And also we have VCR control option that allows you to record your take archive, as well as your Skype and YouTube live sources can be recorded by Libero Ingest. Then it is also possible to trim and export while recording.
So that means really it is not just the typical broadcaster. These are also many other scenarios which are interesting for the Libero Ingest, when I understand that correctly.
For sure. These are only that I mentioned. There should be a lot of different scenarios, such as let's say you have RTMP sources that are provided by agency companies, for example. It is possible to record them also. And also via screen capture functionality, you can record the screens and it allows you to record anything on the screen.
Nice. And when you think of integrations, so what other software can Libero Ingest integrate with?
We have task function that allows you to create specific tasks for triggering third-party systems via script or TCP messages. Also, we provides a REST API for high-level integration. So it can be, let's say you have media asset management, we will be able to record your sources inside your media asset management, and we can communicate with the media asset management. Then also we can provide the tagging as well as metadata options.
Very interesting. And when you think about the kind of potential that the scheduler could bring to this kind of recordings, so what functionality does the scheduler bring to the Libero Ingest?
So on the scheduler side, we offer a web-based interface, and it is a solution that allows you to control different ingest servers on a single HTML5-based interface, and it is possible to combine and control different ingest servers, such as you mentioned, such as Libero Ingest, and it is possible to configure harmonic video servers and also Bluefish ingest video servers. And the other well-known video servers are on the roadmap. Via the router control function, you can route all the defined sources from the video router to your video server.
And is that also up to 16 channels, or how many channels can you schedule?
To be honest, there isn't any limitation so far. It won't be hard to manage a lot of video ports in the single web interface.
Okay. So what is the advantage of having a web interface compared to another solution?
If you have a web interface for your any solutions, it is possible to reach the interface wherever you want in your local network, as well as via VPN connection, or it is installed cloud based platforms. You can reach anywhere you can reach the solution anywhere all around the world.
Okay, clear. When we look at this kind of interface we're having now, to me it appears to be quite intuitive how you can set up everything. Is that the interface where you set up the different channels and define it?
Exactly. As I mentioned earlier, you can define the video sources that are provided by your video router, because we have router control option, and you can control and route many sources from your video router, and even the different servers can be managed via this web interface.
Okay, very nice. I think when you have more questions about the Libero Ingest solution, you can very well also do that later in a demo, so you get the dedicated demonstration on that topic. Since
Sure.
Libero has many other products, I think we go to the next product, which is in this case Libero Play. So Irfan, could you give us a quick introduction of Libero Play and his functionalities?
It is a multi-channel playout automation system that provides fully redundant and scalable client-server architecture. It has 3 layers for redundancy that are video server layer, controller layer, and client layer. We intend to release a new web client for Libero Play also, by the way. And this solution has most integration for NRCS solutions. It is possible to control harmonic video servers, and the other well-known video servers are on the roadmap.
And can Libero Play also be integrated with your scheduling and traffic system?
So we have our own web service and REST API for integration. We can also import XML and JSON files that are created by third-party systems. And also defining a watch folder is another way to load, insert, or append playlists and commercial blocks automatically when they are modified. Let's imagine you have a watch folder, and when you drag and drop a playlist or commercial blocks, the system will be recognize it, and you will be able to update your playlist or commercial blocks automatically or manually. And also in quarter 2 of the next year, secondary events function will be available to trigger ad insertion, graphics, vision mixers, and other third-party hardwares or softwares.
So what I also hear is that you have quite an interesting roadmap also to go. So there is a lot of development happening in the future. I assume that also, because I asked for the integration, I didn't ask for the graphic integration. There is also the possibility with the REST API to connect with the graphic tools, correct?
For sure, with this REST API and web service, it is possible to trigger the graphic solutions, such as WizRT or channel ports of the harmonic video servers. In addition, we have our own graphic solution. It is embedded in our Libero Play video server, and it is possible to trigger a simple branding logos or commercial logos, etc., as a disaster recovery.
In terms of strengths of Libero in general, maybe we can elaborate on the Play a bit. When you see, for some reason you started this company, why is Libero Play the better solution compared to other competitors? What do you like about the product most?
So with Libero Play, we intended to offer our solutions only what they need. There is no more complex architecture or complex interface or confusing buttons or settings, colors, etc. We try to offer our customers what they need. Let's say, for example, everyone knows the story of the mobile phones. You have the mobile phones that have a lot of features that you never use. And we just make the solution is simple and enough for the scenarios for our customers.
So meaning kind of a really intuitive and user-friendly and also knowing the user's needs solution in a way.
Exactly.
Coming next, because you have such a rich portfolio, what is Libero Hybrid? So that sounds quite modern. Libero
Hybrid is a video transport and convert solution that supports NDI, SDI, WebRTC, and IP stream formats. You can transport the video sources over the internet with a low latency WebRTC signal, or convert your YouTube live sources to HDI or ANDI signal. Actually, Libero Hybrid is the best solution to combine your old and new generation systems. And if we can talk about a little bit the roadmap, we plan to add more functions such as RTMP and UDP outputs also, and SRT outputs also. And as you mentioned, we have a very crowded roadmap, and it will be better and better day by day.
Nice. I would say it's a very ambitious roadmap, but that's actually why we like Libero Systems so much. One question: we already had like 3 products of your product family. A typical customer, does he always have to have all of your solution, or could he start with parts of your solution? How is kind of the, let's call it, how can we put the boxes together for the customer?
So our solutions are useful for standalone scenarios, and as I mentioned, almost all of them have capability to provide REST API or web service configuration, and we can combine all of them together for the environment of the customers.
Very well. So shall we continue with the multi-viewer, or is there anything more you would like to add about the Libero Play?
Yeah, we can continue with the Libero Multiviewer. To be honest, there are a lot of things that I want to talk and mention or emphasize, but we don't enough time to tell the complete structure of the Libero Play.
Correct, and we want to tease the people and the customers so that they join for other individual demonstrations rather than giving them all the information now. So perfect. Let's go to the multi-viewer. So what is it?
Libero Multiviewer is a software-based monitoring and multiviewer solution, and it supports HDI, NDI, and IP stream inputs. Via its own layout designer, it is possible to customize the layouts and scenes. In addition, the system has the capability to send alerts according to the predefined conditions, such as freeze frame, black frame, audio loss, signal loss, and minimum or maximum audio.
And is there any limitation to the user interface?
So the limitation, actually, there are a couple of license type in our list, such as 8 channels or 16 channels. But as always we mention, everything is possible and our solutions are customizable. But it will be depend on the hardware to perform a lot of sources as a multiviewer.
So understood correctly, since Libero Systems is a software company, you're hardware agnostic?
Yeah, we provide only software and we share the minimum hardware specs for the customers. And if you use the powerful one for 16 or 30 sources for the multiviewer, it is possible to combine them together.
Okay, great. I think that's also very important information. So coming to some of the other products as well. So Libero Replay, could you speak a bit about that, please?
The interface looks like a kind of ingest solution, but it is the specific version of our ingest solution because as it calls, it is replay, and it allows you to record multiple sources and preview them simultaneously. It is possible to tag and define timecode marked descriptions to find and replay the events even in the growing records easily. You can zoom in and out to record only a selected fraction of the video source on the video preview window.
Is this one of the newer products of the Libero System product family?
Yes, it is the youngest one, I guess.
So it's kind of, it's mostly used in the sports section, or what are the typical customers for the Libero Replay?
It is useful for the sports events, as you mentioned, but it is possible to record your studio sources. Let's say you have different cameras from the different perspectives, and you can, with the multi-control buttons, you can start and stop the records at the same time.
Okay, so also for Parliament and many other use cases, this might be interesting, I assume.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
So, and one more product I really like is also the Libero, how do you call it, newspaper. What is that? What is it used for? And how did you come up with the idea?
So Libero Newspaper is a studio presentation solution that allows you to present published newspapers on a touchscreen monitor. It is possible to highlight the news that you want to present and also hide or clear the advertisements that you don't want to show on the screen. It has also a remote control interface apart from the touch screen. And nowadays, because of the COVID-19 situation, it is hard to touch a real newspaper, to be honest. And it is, from my point of view, it is very useful nowadays. And as you see on the screen, there is a remote mode and edit mode. You can edit your newspaper before the show, and you can control the output of the touch screen via this remote control interface in your PCR.
Very nice. So can you also use it with kind of an iPad in a news studio, or how's the actual setting done?
It is not existent now, but it is on the roadmap.
Very nice. So at the moment, this is really the kind of back office who will handle that, and the presenter is really concentrating on the presentation.
Exactly. As I mentioned, the presenter can be stand on the touch screen and control all the interface by their own. And also it is possible to control the solution remotely.
Very nice. So I think for this one, the typical use case is quite clear, and the customer as well. So it's really about news. How about the other products from the Libero family? What is the typical use case for the customer? No, not the use case. What are the typical customers? What existing customers are there? And how do they use Libero? Which parts of Libero do they use? Can you maybe pick one or two and tell us a little bit about them, please?
So our solutions are designed for anyone who works with the video asset. So that video asset can be related to content creation, education, editing, live streaming, small, medium post-production houses, linear TV channels, OTT or VOD platforms, and various companies that do all of these jobs and more. So, for example, for the Playout solution, it is compatible with the PCR operation and MCR operations also. And with the most interface, the NRCS system can be act like a primary or management side of the playlist, for example, and it is the one scenario for the Libero Play.
Very well. And always a quite interesting question for every market is, are there already any Spanish customers, or are we finding the first Spanish customer with our session today?
So we, to be honest, we have ongoing projects, and there was an ongoing project with the, I couldn't remember the name, but with the island of the Portuguese, but not Spain, near the Portuguese. But so we have ongoing project with the Spain customers also.
Very well. This is always the question from a new market. If there is someone in the market already, it's kind of a comforting question as well. But of course, we are very happy to start with the first mover customer also from Spain. And maybe, as you already realized, there is a lot on the roadmap, of course, but also due to customer projects, we can always influence that. So Irfan, in terms of, we went through a lot. Of course, in the demo session, we will go through other points. And in individual sessions, we can definitely go custom individual through things. But if you mention, since you said you're the product owner of Libero Systems, if you think about what didn't I ask you for, what is missing, what would you like to add maybe at this point? Please do it now.
So we have a good relationship and cooperation with our partners, such as you and the customers. We always consider the request from them. And I want to emphasize that our solutions are customizable, and if there is a significant request or requirement, we can prioritize the request from the customers or partners if it is on the roadmap also. From my point of view, for the demonstration side, a hands-on demonstration is the best way to understand all the functions and the features properly. So please don't hesitate to ask for a demo installation, and we will be glad to assist you with all the details and all the installations and hands-on demonstration in your facility. And we will provide the demo licenses as long as possible. And on the other hand, we are following the market trends and new technologies such as SMTP 2110, and it will be available on Libero Play soon. And we are focusing on leading the market trends also. For example, for this purpose, we are designing unique solutions such as Libero Hybrid. As a summary, just let us know for your hands-on demonstration, installations, and requests.
Thank you very much, Irfan, and also thank you very much for the compliment. I can only give that back from our experience from the x-dream team and also from our local sales partners as iCox, for example, for Spain. We get really well feedback about a lot of our partners, about their responsiveness and about their service, and that goes the same with the Libero team. They're highly responsive, which makes it really fun to work with. So at this point, I'd like to close this session and come to an end. Thank you very much, Irfan, for your time and all the explanation. And for me, it's my second session like this with you, and I'm still very jealous of your studio. I like ours as well here in Munich, but the Istanbul studio looks quite professional. So thank you very much for joining us.